Hi, everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, whenever and wherever you're joining us from. Welcome to another episode of the Coach's Corner. Yay! First of all, I want to say thank you to all of you who have been providing feedback about the Coach's Corner and all of our different episodes. Definitely appreciate that, and really appreciate everyone who's watching these episodes, and hopefully you're finding them valuable. So we are going to continue to provide this for you all. And please, anybody who has a topic, a question, whether it's regarding IrisVision or anything else, that has to do with eyes, like conditions or services, products, let us know, and I can definitely cover that topic. So today, we're going to talk about bioptic driving. This is something that was requested quite a bit from many of our viewers. So I will definitely be going over some of the information in regard to bioptic driving, but by all means, this does not include using IrisVision. It does not include using IrisVision Live or IrisVision Inspire. So with our product through IrisVision, you cannot drive. And actually, it's also recommended that you do not walk with our device on. Okay, so I just wanted to make that clear. Today's bioptic driving episode has nothing to do with IrisVision's product of IrisVision Live or IrisVision Inspire. So now that I've got that cleared up, I'm going to go ahead and dive into some information that basically I just found by doing some research on the internet, and also some videos that I found on YouTube. So by all means, if you want more information or a deeper dive into bioptic driving, particularly when it comes to your specific state, just Google it like I did. So I'm going to go ahead and dive in here. Visual guidelines were actually created somewhere around the 1920s, around 1925 or so. That's when the government decided it was important to have some kind of visual guidelines for drivers. And in about 1950, Dr. William Feinblum actually created a bioptic device that's mounted onto glasses called the carrier lens, so that people who have partial sight could still drive. Now, this doesn't mean that bioptic driving is for everybody. There are some guidelines that have to be followed in order to be a bioptic driver. You do have to have peripheral sight. You do have to have, a certain acuity. So the visual acuity for a good candidate is anywhere between 2070 and 2200 for bioptic driving. And you do have to have that peripheral sight. So if you have any kind of peripheral sight loss due to retinitis pigmentosa or glaucoma or any other kind of eye condition that affects your peripheral sight, you probably wouldn't be a good candidate for bioptic driving, according to what I've found. You have to have at least 120 degrees of peripheral sight, like horizontally. So that's something that can be measured when you go to your low vision specialist. Also, you definitely have to go through some training. About 30 hours or so of training is what's usually recommended for most states. Again, you'll have to check with your state to see what the recommendation is for the training process. But there is a pretty detailed training process that happens when you do bioptic driving. You have to start off first as a passenger, as I understand it, just so that you can get an idea of, what it's like to be in the car or be in traffic if you don't have any experience with it. And then they move you on to being the driver in low traffic situations, just so that you can be comfortable behind the wheel. And then eventually you graduate to, being in higher volume traffic areas. And they just kind of sit next to you, guide you, ask you questions as you're driving, what can you see, what is supposed to happen at this point. So it's very intense, the training process that someone who is going to pursue a Bioptic driver's license has to go through. So again, the Bioptic cannot be higher than 4 times the magnification. And what happens is, again, you have carrier lenses. They pretty much look like regular glasses. I'll just hold mine up. These are not like Bioptic glasses at all. But from what I understand, the Bioptic goes mounted on top of the glasses or the carrier lens. And so what you do is you just tilt your head to look through that Bioptic so that you could see details. So for those of us who have macular degeneration or have some kind of eye condition that affects the macula, then our central sight is affected. That sight helps with detail. So when you can't see centrally, it's kind of hard to see far away for driving purposes. But when you have this Bioptic mounted onto the carrier lens, when you look through it, all of a sudden you could see more detail. So that's the idea with the Bioptic driving. Also, you have to be able to react quickly. So from the research that I did, Bioptic use has to be very similar to maybe using your rear view mirror when you're driving. So you have to be able to do things within seconds, like just a couple of seconds. So you look around through the regular carrier lens, and if you need to see detail, you should be able to look through the Bioptic quickly and come back up and continue driving safely, hopefully. So again, the Bioptic shouldn't be higher than 4 times magnification. And depending on where you live, you can talk to your low vision specialist, and they can give you more information about whether you're a good candidate for Bioptic driving or not. And just to reiterate, because I've been kind of chatting for a bit here, this has nothing to do with IrisVision. We do not use our product for driving at all whatsoever. So this is just regular glasses or carrier lenses with a mounted Bioptic device or telescope that your low vision specialist can talk to you about. So 45 states actually allow Bioptic driving. The 5 states that do not, and this is according to the NCBI, by the way, states that do not allow Bioptic driving, from what I found, is Utah, Iowa, Connecticut, Maine, and Washington. So those states do not allow Bioptic driving as of today, or as of the latest research I did there. So look into your state, call the motor vehicle department or wherever it is you get a license. I don't know where you go to get a license because I've never driven. And unfortunately, I am not a candidate for Bioptic driving because my central sight loss is so severe and my peripheral is, I have astigmatism, so it's not the greatest either. But for those of you out there that maybe are a good candidate, again, 20/70 visual acuity to 20/200. You have 120 degrees of peripheral sight, and you can use a Bioptic that's no stronger than 4 times. Go check it out. Go see if you can regain some of that independence by possibly becoming a Bioptic driver. So that's pretty much all the information that I have. Oh, and one quick fact here. California was the first state to issue a Bioptic driving license. And that was in the 1970s, in March of 1971. California was the very first state to issue the first Bioptic driving license. So yay for California. So thank you guys so much. If you like this episode, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, with your family, maybe with someone who you know that might be a good candidate for Bioptic driving. This is great information for them to, come into and maybe research on their own. This has nothing to do with IrisVision and our product. We do not use IrisVision Live or IrisVision Inspire for driving. So this is just an informational episode from someone who was really interested in bioptic driving. So again, if you have any particular topics that you want me to cover, just let us know in the comments below, and I will definitely do some research and get that info out to you. So again, like, share, comment, please. We definitely want to get that algorithm going. So let us know what you want to hear about. And we look forward to seeing you on the next episode of the Coach's Corner, which is going to come up pretty soon. You guys are getting a treat this time because we're doing episodes back to back for a couple weeks here. So I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next week. And next week we're going to have another awesome episode. So have a great, wonderful rest of your day, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.